At Choithram, the definition of future and career is mainly on developing the skills and competencies.
अगर बच्चों का जल्दी एडमिशन कराएं और मे बी वी डीले द प्रोसेस, does it make any difference or does it creates any kind of harm to their growth?
We have a department of counseling in the school where the counseling of the students and counseling of the parents. I mean, both we do time. English, Hindi, or any other language is not a subject. We are the only school which has got entrepreneurship cells in the school, which is basically the concept of IIMs or IITs or other engineering college, where students, they are promoted to do business in the school. We are the only school which has got the School Innovation Council registered with Department of Innovation, Ministry of Education. We very proudly say that our student wants to come to school.
Wow.
They are not sent to school, but they want to come to school. There are different needs. बच्चे स्कूल क्यों आए, पेरेंट्स बच्चों को स्कूल क्यों भेजे, टीचर क्यों पढ़ाए. हर एक को पता है कि तलवार कैसे चलाई जाती है, बंदूक कैसे चलाया जाता है, ये है. बट देन उसमें वो स्किल डेवलप होना विच मेक्स यू अ वॉरियर, वो इंपॉर्टेंट होता है और वो किताब में नहीं होता है.
दोस्तों, जब भी बात होती है एजुकेशन की, तो लीडरशिप और विजन दोनों साथ में चलते हैं और दोनों ही जरूरी होते हैं. आज हमारे बीच में ऐसी विजनरी मौजूद है, मिस्टर राजेश अवस्थी. ही इज नन अदर देन डायरेक्टर ऑफ एजुकेशन एट चोइथराम ग्रुप, और हम इनसे जानेंगे कि इंडिया का फ्यूचर एजुकेशन में क्या है और हम हमारे स्टूडेंट्स को, हम हमारे बच्चों को कैसे ग्लोबल लीडर्स बना सके. सो राजेश जी से बहुत सारे सवाल आप लोगों के लिए मौजूद हैं. सो लेट्स head on to the podcast. So we do have Rajesh Awasthi ji in the house. Rajesh Awasthi ji, pleasure to have you on board.
Same as you.
How are you doing? कैसे हैं आप?
Oh, enjoying life.
Super. So the first question which I would about to come up with is चोइथराम स्कूल जो है आपका नेपानिया कैंपस, जिसको यूजुअली नॉर्थ कैंपस भी कहते हैं, जो 2004 में वी स्टार्टेड, वो बाकी स्कूल से अलग कैसे है?
कई मायनों में वो बाकी स्कूल से अलग है. दो हम फॉलो चोइथराम की फिलॉसफी करते हैं. चोइथराम की फिलॉसफी अपने आप में एक है, बट अगर उसको इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चर के हिसाब से हम देखें, सो दैट्स अ मॉडर्न इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चर विच वी हैव क्रिएटेड देयर. The basic objective of starting that school was to provide the quality education to the northern part of the town. So वो स्कूल जो है वो इवन चोइथराम के जो दूसरे स्कूल्स हैं उनसे एक स्टेप अहेड जाके जो है वो एजुकेशन इम्पार्ट करता है, जहाँ पर कि हम फोकस करते हैं कि हाउ द स्टूडेंट्स कैन गेट out of the textbooks and out of the classroom learning experiences and then grow by themselves. And rather वो एक पहला स्कूल था इंदौर में जिसने मॉन्टेसरी में मिक्स्ड एज ग्रुप कॉन्सेप्ट को प्रमोट किया था.
And what is that all about?
So the mixed age group concept basically is that you have got 3 different age groups studying together in the same class. The curriculum is of 3 different levels, but then the discourse remains the same. So you have नर्सरी की एक क्लास है, जूनियर मॉन्टेसरी के बच्चे हैं, सीनियर मॉन्टेसरी के उसमें बच्चे हैं. करिकुलम 3 लेवल के ऊपर डिवाइड होता है एंड इट फोकसेस ऑन बेसिकली मोर ऑन द पीयर लर्निंग. सो कई बार जो है वो सीनियर मॉन्टेसरी का जो स्टूडेंट होता है वो एक लेवल नीचे और 2 लेवल नीचे जाके चीजें अगर कुछ छूट गई हो तो उनको अपॉर्चुनिटी को ग्रैब करता है. इसी तरीके से अगर नर्सरी और जूनियर मॉन्टेसरी का जो स्टूडेंट होता है उसको एक लेवल ऊपर की अपॉर्चुनिटी ग्रैब करने की का मौका मिलता है. So we were the first school to offer that. We pioneered in the mixed age group classroom.
Wow.
And it actually is the Montessori system of education which we follow there.
Very nice, very nice. आजकल के पेरेंट्स में सबसे बड़ा क्वेश्चन ये होता है, सबसे पहले तो उनको बहुत डर रहता है अपने बच्चे के फ्यूचर का. सो चोइथराम के मल्टीपल स्कूल्स हैं एंड इस डायरेक्शन में हम पेरेंट्स को क्या मदद कर रहे हैं टू सिक्योर their child future?
Well, Choithram को अगर मैं कहूँ कि is synonym to stress-free learning and which is endorsed by the parents. कि we do not put stress on the rote learning. Rather, it is more on the use of learning in the real life. And whatever the child has learned in the classroom, it is the use of learning outside the classroom. So one thing is that. Second thing is that we offer the programs which basically lead to competency building, the skill building. So our focus is on skill building. Uh, if I give you an example, like why do we study science or why do we study mathematics? Usually, such kind of questions are not asked and answers are also not given. So at Choithram, we focus on this why. So when we study mathematics, we basically do not go for the calculation part. We go for creation of logic and using logic. Similarly, science is about, research. Science is about observation, developing analytical skills. Uh, Language is for developing expressions. So these are the things which make actually the students and parents both stress free, because we do not go on the amount of the content which is delivered in the classroom. It is more on the quality of the content. And the answer is that why a child should study that. So that makes the education totally stress free, because we enjoy. And then another part is that the students, they are involved in the activities in the classrooms. They are part of designing the activities. So there is no stress because I am designing something for myself.
This is somewhere down the line enhancing their creativity also,
Of course, yes.
right?
Yeah, creativity and innovation, and making them active listeners, making them active learners, making them active in each and everything, whatever they are doing.
All the fields.
All the fields, yeah, all walks of life.
The same question again. फ्यूचर को लेके पेरेंट्स बहुत चिंता करते हैं, तो उसके लिए दे आर लुकिंग फॉरवर्ड टू गेट देयर चाइल्ड एडमिटेड इन द स्कूल ASAP. What do you have to say about it?
Well, the thing is that at Choithram, the definition of future and career is mainly on developing the skills and competencies. So, as I said, that we are basically a skill-based system or a competency-based system. So as soon as you enter into the system, you get that much of time to build the competencies. And we define competencies, one in terms of the academic competencies, and second is the behavioral competencies. So behavioral competency means the application-based competencies. So as soon as you enter into this, you get time to understand the things and see the development of the child in within the system. So I think it's good as soon as they join such kind of progressive system. That is quite good.
नेशनल एजुकेशन पॉलिसी जो गवर्नमेंट लेकर आई है अभी, दे आर वेरी स्ट्रिक्ट अबाउट देयर नॉर्म्स. सो इसके बारे में थोड़ा सा बताइए ना कि क्या एज में बच्चे को एडमिशन कराना चाहिए
Yes.
या क्या नहीं करवाना चाहिए.
Yeah. So, see, national education policy talks about so many things. So it talks about academics, it talks about admission and all, as you said. Is now regarding the strictness in terms of the age. So this is not something which is very new, actually. Earlier also, the age was 3 years only. So if you see the system, it always talks about 0 to 3, 3 to 6, 6 to 9, 9 to 12, and so on. In the olden days, our system was that the school opening day was July 1, which is middle of the year. So that is why, instead of going for 3 years of age, we said that 2.5 year to 3 year of age. But now the education policy says that no, you must follow it, and then the directives being issued, and now the age is calculated on 31st of March, uh, which is perfectly okay, because if you see the development of the child, when I say development of the brain and the cognitive development of the child. So 3 years of age, and then 4 years for junior Montessori, 5 years for uh, senior Montessori, and grade one it is 6 years. That's the age where students, they develop the grasping ability in a better way. You know, the speech is developed, the cognitive development, the aesthetic development, the physical development, everything is there. So I think it's a very good part on the school education, that they are very particular about the admission age. And
What is it presently?
it's 3 years.
Three
So
years.
yeah,
Okay.
initial
If your
class is
child
three
turns
years.
3,
If your
that's the
child
best
turns
age.
3 on 31st of March, then you are eligible for nursery. And then similarly, 4 years for junior Montessori, 5 years for senior Montessori, 6 years for grade one.
अगर बच्चों का जल्दी एडमिशन कराए, or maybe we delay the process, does it make any difference, or does it creates any kind of harm to their growth, or maybe
Definitely,
their overall
definitely.
development?
Yeah, definitely. So as I said, that a child where the cognitive development or the development of the brain is not proper at the age of 2 or 2.5, 6 years of age, you are trying to put pressure of learning at that age. So that pressure delays the learning process. So once the learning process get delays, and then we were talking about the stress and all these things. So you are trying to create a stress just at the age of 2.5, where the child doesn't understand
Tender
anything.
age.
It's a very, very tender age. So it affects the growth of the child, the cognitive as well as the physical growth of the child. Another thing is that the school offers a very formal environment in the class. So we say that it's a home-like environment, but it's not actually the home. So that pressure is always there on the child. So if the child is comparatively matured, then can handle such kind of situations in a better way.
Well said. And these days, if you talk about the parents, they have become very finicky and they have become very possessive about their child overall development. They want their child to achieve each and everything: academics, co-curricular activities, sports, music, everywhere. So they might go a little crazy when it comes to admission times, that they want to put their child maybe at 2, maybe at 2.5, as soon as possible. So, what Choithram plays as a role to guide the parents and to help them, that what's the age, what's the right time when you're supposed to put your child in your school?
Yeah, so we follow the policy as per the new education policy. In earlier, whatever the education policy or the government norms are there, but then it has got two different things. So one thing is, getting into the system, and the second thing is that the anxiety of the parents. Now, we believe that you can do anything in life, but not necessarily you do everything in life.
Well said.
So somewhere, we have a department of counseling in the school, where the counseling of the students and counseling of the parents. I mean, both we do time to time. Very unique thing which we do is that we have regular orientation of parents on what is happening in the school. So when we talk to parent, we try to explain them the teaching learning process being followed in the school. Number one, what child will be doing or needs to do, and what we expect from parents to do. And we make it a point that parents, they are involved in the policy making in the best possible way. So like we have our own curriculum, so we have the inputs of the parents in that curriculum, because ultimately they are the end users. So what they want, how their child should be shaped. Accordingly, then it's a mutual thing between parents and all. एंड वो चीज़ मैंने देखी है कि उनसे बात करने के बाद उस एंजाइटी लेवल को हम काफ़ी हद तक जो है वो डाउन कर पाते हैं. बेसिकली एंजाइटी तब होती है जब हमें पता नहीं होता है कि क्या हो रहा है.
Knowledge is power.
Knowledge is power. So we keep them informed that what is happening in the school, what is happening in the classroom, the activities. और अगर कोई चेंज भी कर रहे हैं तो हम उनको बकायदा हर चीज को उनके संज्ञान में लेके आते हैं. तो वो एंजाइटी लेवल को चोइथराम बहुत अच्छी तरह से डील करके कम करता है.
राजेश सर, चौथराम में दूसरे स्टेट्स और दूसरे सिटीज़ के भी काफ़ी बच्चे ट्रैवल करके आते हैं. सो व्हाट डिफरेंट आर वी ऑफरिंग एज एन इंस्टीट्यूट that makes you out of the blue or that makes you out of the box and one should opt for Choithram Indore?
There is going to be a long list if I'll speak one
Really?
by one.
Go
one
ahead,
by
please,
one.
please.
But then I'll focus on a few which are very important. Probably we are the only school in the town which offers the Montessori system of education. Now, what this Montessori system of education is? So, number one is that the house of children, the Montessori block, which we call them, the students, they are set free to do whatever they want to do, and the teacher acts as a facilitator in that. So with the limited number of students, around 20 to 25 students we have in the classroom with two teachers and one help, the students are monitored on their development. So there are 5 types of developments which we work upon. So we work on their personality, work on their aesthetics, we work on their cognitive, we work on their affection and the psychomotor domain. So these are the 5 domains which we work. So the whole system is based on these 5 domains in the initial years. As we go, so we focus more on whatever you are learning in the classroom, how you are going to use outside the classroom. So if I say that the students, they know that what to do with a plus b whole square, so that's something which is unique. So
Implementation.
Implementation. And you're not passing on the information. You are actually making them knowledgeable. So when I talk about, learning languages, so learning languages, basic skills are being focused. So English, Hindi, or any other language is not a subject. We have a very comprehensive plan for students of 9th, 10th, and 11th, 12th. But for example, we are the only school which has got entrepreneurship cells in the school, which is basically the concept of IIMs or IITs or other engineering college, where students, they are promoted to do business in the school. They work on various projects in the school. We are the only school which has got the School Innovation Council registered with Department of Innovation, Ministry of Education. We're the only school, where we have the School Innovation Council. And then regular research and innovation, students are motivated to go to the lab and then do research there in the lab. So the projects which they make, they are not the Googled project. They are basically something which they have done in the school. We are probably the only school which has got a management stream at grade 11th and 12th, where students, they study about marketing, they study about finance, taxation, and all. Moreover, if we see, it is more a student-friendly environment which Choithram provides, which probably the other states or maybe other schools may not have. So somewhere, our philosophy is that allow students to construct knowledge on their own, and then they'll surprise you by their learning. So there's a lot of freedom given to students. So the way they want to learn, we try to make them learn that way instead of we deciding that this is the way you learn. So that makes us different and unique in all sense.
Very true. And very well said, sir. I'm really impressed.
Thank you so much.
Heading on to the next question. बच्चों में बहुत stress रहता है about the studies, about the bookish knowledge, about the education. about their future. आप इस स्ट्रेस को मैनेज करने में कैसे हेल्प करते हैं, बीइंग एन एजुकेशन इंस्टीट्यूट?
Yeah. So first thing is that we do not focus on the rote learning part. So when you say rote learning part, that means that it is not the amount of homework given or the number of chapters taught in the classroom. It's more on the understanding and using what you have learned in the classroom. So that makes the student an active participant in the process of learning. So this is the first thing, because the students become owners of their own learning. So the learning pace is decided accordingly. So that pressure is not there. Second thing is that our assessment system. So our assessment system is not based only on the examination. So like you have the quarterly, half yearly, and the annual examination, and then you are judged on the basis of the marks obtained in the annual examination. No, so there are a lot of enrichment activities which goes in the classroom. So, like if we see, we make our own textbooks. So we don't have Robert Frost or Keats in our English textbook. Rather, maybe some student of grade 8 has written some poem, and that becomes a part of the textbook.
Lovely.
Yeah. So the whole concept is non-examination oriented concept, so that the stress level goes down. Then there are a regular session with the students. So when we talk about career, we do not talk about that you go in the particular field and you have the career in engineering or medical or chartered accountancy, or we focus upon develop the competencies. So we talk about three types of skills in our system. So one is the knowledge skills, which comes through the subject. Second thing is the intrapersonal skills, talking about decision making, problem solving, work ethics. Third is the interpersonal skills, how to deal with others. So combination of these three design the learning at Choithram. So automatically, the learning becomes fun.
And stress goes down.
Yeah. So, I mean, we very proudly say that our student wants to come to school.
Wow.
They are not sent to school, but they want to
They
come
want
to
to come to
school.
school.
But that's a big thing.
नेक्स्ट क्वेश्चन भी इसी से रिलेटेड है. um, वैसे तो सारे स्कूल सीबीएसई एफिलेटेड है, and we guys also are following CBSE curriculum. But having said that, we guys have also heard that आप लोगों की खुद की भी कुछ बुक्स हैं, या आप लोगों का खुद का भी कुछ एक सेगमेंट है which you are teaching all the children around.
Yes,
So
yes.
please enlighten
So,
us.
basically, is that whenever we go through the government policies, the government policies are same for all. So we're talking about the national education policy now. National education policy in school education or in the higher education is for each and every institution to follow. There are different needs based on the socio-cultural background of the society. So at Choithram, we focus on those needs. So we want to give our students a personalized learning experience. So we have designed our own education policy, which is fully aligned with the national education policy, but it caters to the need of the society which we are catering to. And we keep updating that. Secondly, to exercise that, then we are having our own Choithram curriculum framework. So, uh, you know, what to teach, how to teach to the people, those who have come to us or those who have belief in our philosophy. Similarly, the need of our student in terms of learning, so we design our own resources. Now, these resources are very dynamic in nature. So, every year, based on the feedback given by the parents, feedback given by the students, we keep updating these things. And they are totally focused on the concepts. They are not the content based system. So, it it's more of a personalized learning which the students they get in the classroom rather than following a particular book. We particularly feel that somehow it is the learning experience provided by the school that creates the academic excellence, or the intellectual curiosity. So we go according to our philosophy and need of our students, and have our own resource, and that has given us a wonderful result in terms of the student learning. So they outshine wherever they go because they know what to talk and how to talk in that. So that's a wonderful, wonderful thing which only Choithram is doing.
ग्रेट इनोवेशन आई मस्ट से.
Thank you so much.
हर स्कूल वैसे बात करता है होलिस्टिक अप्रोच की. Choithram also must be talking about the same.
Yeah.
What is basic holistic approach? And genuinely बताइए हमारे पेरेंट्स को एंड मे बी स्टूडेंट्स को कि Choithram इस अप्रोच को कैसे अप्लाई करता है when it comes to holistic approach.
Yeah, wonderful. I think this not only Choithram but everybody in the world should pay attention to. Uh, a very general question, if we ask ourselves is that बच्चे स्कूल क्यों आए? पेरेंट्स बच्चों को स्कूल क्यों भेजे? टीचर क्यों पढ़ाए? अब कोई भी बच्चा आपके पास जब आ रहा है तो वो कोई एक पर्टिकुलर सब्जेक्ट पढ़ने के लिए नहीं आ रहा है. और आज की अगर सोसाइटी में देखें तो हमारे पास इतने रिसोर्सेज अवेलेबल हैं कि हमको इंफॉर्मेशन बिल्कुल क्लिक के ऊपर जो है वो मिलती है. तो यहाँ फिर एक जो वर्ड कॉइन होती है जिसको हम कहते हैं कि होलिस्टिक डेवलपमेंट, तो उसकी डायमेंशंस के ऊपर हम बात करते हैं. तो जैसे मैंने अभी बताया कि हम 3 लेवल्स ऑफ लर्निंग की बात करते हैं. तो एक जो हो गया वो नॉलेज के ऊपर हो गया. अब उस नॉलेज का मैं करूं क्या? अगर मुझे तो व्हाट शुड आई डू? तो क्या मैं मैथमेटिकल कॉन्सेप्ट्स को प्रॉब्लम सॉल्विंग में यूज कर सकता हूं कहीं पर? अगर मैं वो प्रॉब्लम सॉल्विंग में उसको मैं यूज कर सकता हूं,
Sorted.
सॉर्टेड. मेरा लर्निंग का, मेरा स्कूल आने का पर्पस सॉल्व हो गया. क्या मैं वर्क एथिक्स को डेवलप कर रहा हूं अपने बच्चों में? क्या मैं डिसीजन मेकिंग को डेवलप कर रहा हूं अपने बच्चों में? और उसी के साथ साथ क्या मैं आपके कोलैबोरेटिव अप्रोच के साथ में काम कर रहा हूं बच्चों को और कोलैबोरेशन सिखा रहा हूं? क्या मैं उनको ये चीज सिखा रहा हूं कि 4 लोगों के साथ किस तरह से बात करना है, इवन व्हेन यू हैव द डिफरेंसेस विद ईच अदर? तो ये सारी चीजें जो हैं ये स्कूल एजुकेशन का बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट हिस्सा है जिसको कहीं ना कहीं पर चोइथराम डायरेक्टली एड्रेस करता है. तो वी आर नॉट अ स्कूल जो कि लिमिट हो रहा है कि आप जो है वो नॉलेज 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 की बात करो. नॉलेज इज वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट, बट द थिंग इज दैट द यूज ऑफ नॉलेज एंड डेवलपिंग दी सेल्फ. बहुत बहुत सिंपल सी चीज है कि हर एक को पता है कि तलवार कैसे चलाई जाती है या बंदूक कैसे चलाया जाता है, ये है. बट देन उसमें वो स्किल डेवलप होना विच मेक्स यू अ वॉरियर, वो इंपॉर्टेंट होता है. और वो किताब में नहीं होता है, वो आपके एनवायरमेंट में होता है, वो आपके सिस्टम में किस तरह से आप उसको डेवलप करते हो उस चीज में होता है. So that makes us unique.
Different.
Makes us unique.
Lovely. You have to learn it.
You have to learn it.
You have to learn
Yes,
it.
and learn how to use it in the real life. See, एक बहुत बड़ा चीज जो होती है, कई बार एजुकेशन में हम उसको इस तरह से देखते हैं कि मैं कुछ पढ़ा रहा हूँ और मैंने ढेर सारी एक्टिविटीज करा दी तो मुझे ऐसा लगता है कि वो एक्सपीरियंशियल लर्निंग हो गया. हम चौइथराम में एक्सपीरियंशियल लर्निंग को अलग तरह से डिफाइन करते हैं. अलग तरह से कैसे कि जब आप किसी भी लर्निंग को यूज कर रहे हो तो आप अनकंट्रोल्ड एनवायरनमेंट में उसको यूज करते हो. लेबोरेटरी में एक्सपेरिमेंट करना बहुत कंट्रोल्ड एनवायरनमेंट में आप कर रहे हो, लेकिन उस एक्सपेरिमेंट से जो लर्निंग हुई है उसको रियल लाइफ में लेके जाना, देन इट्स वेरी डिफिकल्ट, क्योंकि वहां आपके पास में कोई फ्रेमवर्क नहीं होता है. तो लर्निंग फ्रॉम द एक्सपीरियंसेस एंड लर्निंग फॉर द एक्सपीरियंसेस, ये टैगलाइन के साथ में जब हम काम करते हैं ये सारी चीजें, तब फिर हमको ऐसा लगता है कि वाई द स्टूडेंट शुड कम टू चौइथराम और कम टू स्कूल।
सर, सोसाइटी और स्कूल दोनों मिलके किसी भी बच्चे का फ्यूचर शेप करते हैं। सो इस चीज को चोइथराम कैसे बैलेंस करता है?
वेरी वैलिड पॉइंट। एक्चुअली में क्या होता है, अगर हम देखें, हम इसको थोड़ा सा हिस्ट्री के पॉइंट ऑफ व्यू से देखते हैं कि आप देखेंगे जितनी भी रिवोल्यूशंस आई हैं, वो रिवोल्यूशंस कहीं ना कहीं एजुकेशनल इंस्टीट्यूशन से निकल के आई।
Oh,
लेट्स
really?
गो बैक टू चाणक्य, ही वाज अ टीचर। वो रिवोल्यूशन कहाँ से निकल के आई? वो गुरुकुल से निकल के आई। गो टू द रोमन एम्पायर, द ग्रीक एम्पायर, वो सारे चेंजेस जो हैं वो उस समय के जो फिलोसोफर्स रहे हैं, उनके जो स्कूल ऑफ थॉट्स रहे हैं, वहां से निकल के आई है बेसिकली। तो एक चीज ये है कि दी एजुकेशनल इंस्टीट्यूशंस, आज के कॉन्टेक्स्ट में हम ये टर्म यूज करते हैं, सो दे प्ले अ मेजर रोल इन ब्रिंगिंग चेंज इन द सोसाइटी। So that's something which is an established
Fact.
fact, right? But at the same time, the educational institution should also gauge the need of the society, because society is evolving.
True.
So, educational institutions should need to come up to the expectations of society. At the same time, they should educate the society what education is for. So there has to be a very balanced approach, and educating each other. So when you say that, whatever I am doing, I am creating future society. Say, for example, 5 years of now, what kind of society it will be 5 years of now? What society was there 5 years before? We
Right.
have seen a very tough time during Corona, so everything changed in the Corona. The society changed, the education changed, bringing in a lot of technology into the education. The role of teacher changed. Some facts newly established, like role of technology. Second thing is teacher is not replaceable. Technology cannot replace. So these are all things which society needs to understand. You know. At the same time, I call it, and when I talk about society in general and in parent in particular, so there has to be a very, say, a collaborative approach between school and the parent. In general, just, for the lighter moment, पेरेंट और स्कूल एक दूसरे को कंप्लेंट बॉक्स के जैसे देखते हैं। तो मुझे कोई प्रॉब्लम है बच्चे से तो मैं पेरेंट को बुलाता हूँ, पेरेंट को कोई प्रॉब्लम है स्कूल से तो पेरेंट स्कूल आता है। रादर हम एक ये बड़ा स्टैंडर्ड लाइन बोलते हैं कि सब मैं जो कुछ कर रहा हूँ बच्चों के लिए कर रहा हूँ। 25 दिन एक महीने में वर्किंग डे होते हैं, आधे घंटे का टाइम अगर हम स्कूल के साथ निकालेंगे और उस बच्चे की प्रोग्रेस को हम डिस्कस करेंगे, सी व्हाट काइंड ऑफ चेंज वी ब्रिंग। Second part is that schools are not meant only for imparting the education part. So the school should also work for bringing change in the society, in terms of, like in corporates we call it as the corporate social responsibility, doing something for the society.
CSRs.
So creating that kind of environment in the school. Choithram has got community service club where we adopt villages, we adopt orphanages, we adopt old age homes. The students, they go and work there. Now this is again bringing change in the society. We have recently taken up the energy literacy part. Now, energy literacy part, again, it is for the society, when bringing awareness in the society. So you have to have, a combination of the needs of the society in terms of the learned people, the educated people, also people who are very sensible towards the issues of the society, who can take those issues of the society, I mean, creating leaders in the society. And at the same time, society should acknowledge the educational institution there. There has to be a
Vice
combination
versa,
of
both
all
the
these
ways.
forces. Yeah.
स्ट्रक्चरल लर्निंग और बैलेंस ग्रोथ को इंश्योर करने के लिए चोइथराम की पेडागोजी किस तरीके से प्ले करती है?
Uh, well, yeah. So that's something which I really love to talk, and I can talk for days on this.
Please go ahead.
So basically, pedagogy जो होता है, that is considered as the art and science of teaching, and teaching especially the children. The question arises is what to teach, and second thing is how to teach, because स्कूल जो क्लासरूम होता है वो एक बहुत डाइवर्स जो सोसाइटी होता है. लर्निंग जो है वो एक इमोशनल फिनोमिना है, राइट. एक कनेक्ट टीचर और स्टूडेंट के बीच में होगा, और वो कनेक्ट तब होगा जब टीचर जो है उस सोसाइटी की नीड्स को समझेगा. और अगर क्लास में 30 बच्चे हैं, 35 बच्चे हैं, तो दे कम फ्रॉम डिफरेंट सोशियो इमोशनल
Backgrounds.
background. So you need to create that pedagogy which addresses all such differences. This is part one. Now, what we do at Choithram, and as I said, that we are basically a concept and a skill-based school. So we identify that whatever the issues faced by students in learning, and then two type of issues: one which are very subjective, and second which are objective, that is behavioral. Now, behavioral means use of knowledge. We compile it. So our pedagogical plan actually is a hybrid model. Hybrid model means it has a lot of academic activities and come from the smart goal sort of a concept. And second is that how we design the KPIs in the corporate. So we call it as APP KPI model. So our pedagogy talks about finding out the learning standards in the classroom. So our pedagogy talks about, there is a definition, a specific area of working, and where do we stand now? So if I say that I teach grade 3 and I teach mathematics in grade 3, and my students, they need to learn more about the four basic operations. Now, what is specific about the four basic operation and where do they stand? So I say that 50% of my students, they are able to do the four basic operations. So I have the area to play, that is 50%, where I teach. Now, what I need to do? So my pedagogical plan talks about that, it is 50% today. I want to reach to 60% in 1 year's time or 2 years' time. And then what should be done to reach to that level? How it needs to be done, and then the measurement, and then the improvement. So it's a very comprehensive pedagogical plan, which is actually based on the student need. So here we need to understand that as a teacher, I am not deciding what you should be learning. What are your needs? Accordingly, I am designing my pedagogy in the classroom. So all my methodologies, techniques, and skills, they basically are
Customized.
customized or personalized rather.
Personalized, to be precise.
Say, yeah, it's personalized and say. So that makes learning more effective in the classroom, and then no student feel that I am out of the curriculum or out of the classroom. So whatever the teacher is saying, yes, something is there for.
Each and
So we
everyone.
address our pedagogical needs according.
वाओ, ब्यूटीफुल. आपके नजरिए से सबसे बड़ा चैलेंज स्टूडेंट्स को आगे बढ़ने से क्या रोकता है?
Well, limiting themselves and coming under the pressure of the society, parents, and peers. I mean, that is the only thing. So, uh, we always tell them that you believe in yourself, construct knowledge on their own. What other people are saying, don't worry about that. Second thing is we discourage them in terms of rating themselves according to their percentage. So examination is not any criteria of judging the intelligence. So if you see allotment of subjects in grade 11th is basically based on the aptitude test we consider. So even if you've got 50 marks, you can opt for maths, or if you might have 90 marks but you do not fit in the aptitude test, you may not get maths for that. So the examination mark doesn't make you intelligent or competent. So don't focus on that, and that's why the students, they are very free and the learning is very effective in the classroom because there is no pressure as such.
So at Choithram, we don't have any criteria to choose the subject. That
It's
this
the
much is the
aptitude.
basic or minimum criteria to
No, no,
get.
no. It's
Oh,
purely the aptitude. So we conduct an aptitude test, uh, and
then
accordingly,
accordingly
then
you
the
decide.
subjects accordingly we decide percentage. Uh, we though we do not have any alternative to the 3 year R exam, it has got its own importance. But we at Choithram believe that that is not the benchmark of how much you know. It is basically your 3 year, 3 hour memory retention ability,
Very true.
where you talk about the percentage or the marks, and that not make you great.
Final words for our viewers, for our parents, for our students. Please go ahead. जो भी आप कहना चाहें.
For the students, I'd like to say is that try to make learning as fun as possible. Because whatever you are learning, you should know that how to use that learning in the real life situation. And the percentage of marks doesn't make you great. So that is the one thing. The same kind of thing is for the parents also. And I always say that the concern of the parents, yes, of course, they are very much concerned about the parents. But then look at the ability of the children, not the percentage of marks. Uh, I mean, the country is not run only by people from IIT and IIMs. The country is run by the people who have come from different educational institutions, working in different organizations. But very important thing is that wherever you are sending your children, try first to understand the philosophy and objective of that institution. Try to match your objectives and philosophy. And visit your children, class teacher, principal, or the school on a regular basis, half an hour, and you will see that learning will be very, very, very effective.
Thank you so much, Rajesh sir.
Oh,
It's
pleasure,
been a
Chetan,
pleasure
talking to you.
to host this podcast with you. It has been such a knowledgeable podcast for each and everyone, for all our viewers. Thank you so much for your important time, and we are grateful to have you on board.
Oh, thank you,
Thank you
Chetan.
so much,
Thank you
Rajesh
so
sir.
much.